Look, this has gone super viral, and we have not talked about it, and we have a podcast where we talk about these things.
It's true.
Okay, first let's talk about this. Why has the 100 humans versus a gorilla become so massive?
Because everybody's fully divided on it. Half the people think that the people would win. Half the people think that the gorilla would win. I saw some comments where one idiot was like, one person could beat up a gorilla if they were a well-trained UFC fighter, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well, so a gorilla, a gorilla weighs max of what, 350, 400 pounds as a big one?
Yes,
a fully grown male?
Yep.
And they have 3 times the strength of their body weight. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's like 9 times the strength of a human being or something.
Okay,
crazy
just
like
want to clarify for that idiot who said he could.
Yeah, I hope
one
he
person.
watches this. I hope we clip this out and he's floating around YouTube and he sees this. And I was like, man, that guy called me an idiot. And I hope he sees it because
He challenged you to a fight.
I'll fight him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the pulling. So, by the way, this is crazy. What would you guess the heaviest gorilla ever recorded? So, total outlier gorilla.
Like 480.
No, I mean, he said it's crazy. It's got to be like 900 pounds.
No, 589.
Okay.
A gorilla in
big boy.
Cameroon. But it's so the pulling strength of a gorilla. It says a well-trained human, might have the pulling strength. Think about the, that machine at the gym where you put your feet up and you sit down and you pull the cable towards
The
you?
rowing? Yeah, the
row
rowing
machine.
thing.
So
Yeah.
like, I might do like 130, maybe 140 on that.
Well, you're
heavy
quite
set.
meager. I probably do about 270, but yeah.
I can bench way more than you.
Well, that's not pulling, though. That's a completely
okay. You are
different
closer
exercise.
to a gorilla. But anyway,
Thank you.
It's
That's
saying
very correct.
okay, Forrest. What do you maybe do on that as your last set? 160, 170.
For seated rows?
Yeah.
I do. In fact, I will be doing that immediately after this podcast, and I do 5 sets of 6 at 170, at 180.
Okay,
Which is
6
just
reps
a little
at
over
180.
body weight.
So it's
Yeah.
saying a really strong person could do 300, maybe 400, like a bodybuilder,
Right.
which would be crazy. That's double
Crazy.
what you would do.
I couldn't even move it. Yeah.
They say that a gorilla has can pull 1,800 pounds.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so let's just say that we're picking a random, fully grown male gorilla and a random sampling of 100 human males. So we're not taking 100 UFC fighters.
Right.
That's the question we're trying to answer, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. All right.
100 men, like average
Random.
guys,
Let's say 18. Let's even make it simpler. 18 to 50.
and they play a sport. Let's even call it athletes. No?
No.
No? Okay.
100 American men, 18 to 50, randomly sampled, one from each state.
Okay.
18 to 50. That's
Okay.
what we're doing.
55
each
of them
state.
are overweight.
Oh, 2 from each state. Sorry. Pat's math. All right, Peter, what's your immediate thoughts?
Oh, dude, no question that 100 fucking adult men would be able to take one gorilla on, dude. As long as, well, yes, physically, if they were all just like, we're going to die if we don't beat this gorilla, they all win in at the same time. But, like, if some of them were pussies, they wouldn't attack, they ran away, that's a different story. But if they're all just going to go in and be like, fight to the death, 100.
That's a
Men.
big but, because of those 100, even if they huddled up and had 20 minutes to make a plan,
Yeah.
as soon as the gorilla was unleashed, 80 would cower in fear and run to the outside. And you're going to have 20 who are attempting to execute
But even
the
if
plan.
even if that did happen, I think even with 20, yeah, the gorilla those 20 would be massacred, or at least like 10 or 12 of them. But I think that the force of the 20 would be able to do enough damage to the gorilla where the rest of the 80 that had now run to the side of the amphitheater or wherever they're fighting in would
you
come
guys
back in. And
You guys are assuming that this is. You're right, by the way. If you take human nature or character into this, as soon as you see 30 guys get absolutely massacred, you're like, I'm having nothing to do with this. But that's not. I don't think that's the hypothetical here.
yes,
I think
it
this
is.
No, the hypothetical is 100 men in attack mode, like going to kill. Not,
Dude.
you can't take psyche into this.
So
I
you're
feel like.
allowed to take the gorilla's traits into account, but not the human's traits.
It's all physical. It's all physical.
No.
There's no mental side of this.
There's a huge mental side to fighting.
Well, that's why the whole internet's divided, by the way. Like you've just answered the whole reason why this is a thing, because nobody knows how to answer this.
Well, I mean, okay, can I give you my take?
Please.
I think I'm right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I do think that 100 just randomly sampled men, you probably have 65 to 70 who have never been in a fight and are going to be terrified. They see this 350-pound thing that's in attack mode. You're going to have 15 or 20 heroes that might get a little damage in, but you're also going to see someone be, have their throat ripped out by a bite. You're going to see, so people are going to land some punches.
Oh, definitely.
We don't really have a way of hurting the gorilla. You're not going to bite it. It's really going to be through trying to punch it about the head and shoulders. And so I think, you'll have 15 to 20 heroes, probably 5 to 10 of them get killed. And they're going to inflict some damage, and then people will start to filter in, and eventually the gorilla is just going to gas. I think the gorilla gasses before the humans, and ultimately the humans will win, and they'll be able to beat it enough to injure it to where it can't fight back. It's gassed, and then
that was
more
my
and more
analysis.
people pile on.
My analysis was about 40 to 50 people get taken out by the gorilla just in its various few bursts of energy, and then everybody else comes in and finishes it off. That was my analysis of the whole thing.
What if you had like a Braveheart type leader within the group, like me, for example?
That would be you. You're the Braveheart type leader.
And he like rallied. You say he had 20 minutes preparation, and he was able to rally up the troops, and he was like, "This is it. You're doing this for your family. You're doing this for your wife, your kids. You're not coming back from this unless we all pull together and kill this motherfucker."
I think okay, so you said like me about yourself. I don't think you would be the tactical leader. I think you would absolutely be part of the first wave.
There's no way.
I think you would be. I think you would be part of the first wave.
But
I think you would not be among the 10 to 15 hero first wave. Like, I think you'd kind of be along the outside of the first wave, like maybe trying to get some shots over the top. I think you could then lead the second wave. Of like once a little damage was and it's starting to get tired, I think you would get 15 to 20 guys on to be wave 2.
Who are you in this? Who are each of you in this hypothetical?
I'm
probably in the wave of groups like 20 to 30. Like I would want to see a few guys go in and a few guys. It's because the same thing that happens to me in rugby. My coach used to call me I swear to God, my coach used to call me a utilitarian player because oftentimes, even though I was one of the better players, I wouldn't start. So he'd be like, hold Forrest back because he needs to get angrier. He needs to see what's going on. And they'd be like, all right, put him in. And they'd be like, why? Like, he needs to take out the number 10. I'd be like, okay. And, like, that was it. Like, as soon as I saw damage going on, I get more and more fiery. And I'd be like, put me in, put me in, put me in, put me in. And then, boom. Like, in the case of a gorilla, it would just kill me. But in the case of rugby, I used to do a lot of damage going in late.
I would be part of the last wave. I mean, as soon as I knew I was picked for this and they put me on the airplane to wherever we're going, I'm immediately thinking about self-preservation and gaming it out because I don't know these other 99 guys, right?
True.
You're not going to show up and your brother's there.
No,
so
not.
I'm 100% just trying to get home to the family. But I also know that I can't do that until the gorilla's dead. So I'm going to wait for an opportunity and just be watching the gorilla's behavior and seeing a lot of damage inflicted, and then I'm in.
Okay.
But I'm going to be a late wave, but not too late. Because if that plan goes bad and it's just killing 10 men at a time when it has bursts, you don't want to be the last one standing there. You got to make sure that you are opportunistic here.
What do you think? Like, all right, so I know you described the fight as it would be punching and kicking, which I agree with to a certain extent, but I do feel like
Stomping's going to help a lot.
I think there would be like a lot of like 2 guys try and pin or 3 guys try and pin each arm down, and then like 4 guys try and keep the head down, and like 6 guys to each leg. You don't think so?
I mean, if to Forrest's point, if we reframe it as 100 people who have fully bought in and are in full attack mode and have 20 minutes to discuss the plan, then I think they'll make quick work of the gorilla with probably 5 to 8 casualties.
No,
Isn't it
way
crazy?
more for sure.
Just how important that the mentality is in this fight.
Absolutely.
As a human being. Like, if you don't think you're going to win, you're going to die. Like, that's the bottom line, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about the mentality of a car race. if me and you went to the 101 and said it's a race to the next exit, the person who has fear is going to lose.
It's true. It's true. Fear of getting pulled over, fear of, rolling their car and dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just texted. So where are we landing on a decision here with this one?
I think so.
I think we all agree that eventually the 100 men would win.